I'm joined by Harry Littman of the Talking Feds YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Talking Feds YouTube channel. Harry, let's talk about Judge Aileen Cannon's order where she dismissed the indictment against Donald Trump in the Mar-a-Lago document case. Now that's being appealed. The official notice of appeal was filed by the special counsel's office to the 11th Circuit. Also, we've had some notices of appearance of other people joining the team that's ultimately going to be arguing that appeal before the 11th Circuit. And there's also been a ripple effect that we've seen. I mean, in other cases involving special counsels, like the prosecution of Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden has filed notices of the order by Judge Cannon, and Hunter Biden's filings, he said, look, the identity of who the defendant is should not be the determination of whether or not the special counsel is lawful or unlawful. If there's a federal judge in Florida saying that the special counsel is unlawful in a prosecution of Trump, then it should also apply to me as well. Otherwise, it's going to be, different sets of law for different sets of people. So why don't we take each of these issues, the ripple effects, the appeal. Start with the appeal, Harry. What do you make of? I mean, they just filed the notice, but the DOJ is bringing in their top stars to argue this one, and they're taking it very seriously.
And very quickly, Ben. So that's right. She holds that what makes it contrary to law, there's all this talk of it, unconstitutional appointments clause. Really, her opinion just says that the statutes that the special counsel appeals to don't give them the authority. It's just a statutory construction case. But a lot of people said, okay, so fine, they can tomorrow get a U.S. attorney and file the charges because she's dismissed it there. But if there's no special counsel, it's not a problem. You can bring it in other places, maybe even do it lickety split, etc. That's not happening. And how and why isn't it happening? First, how do we know it isn't happening? Because the very day after the dismissal, we had a green light of an appeal. That means every appeal to a circuit court in the Department of Justice must be approved by the Solicitor General, the single person who oversees the appellate and Supreme Court litigation. So Elizabeth Prelogar did it, and then the very next day they filed a notice of appeal. Why not just refile it somewhere else? It's a special counsel case, and for Merrick Garland and the DOJ, it still matters hugely, the principle of a special counsel, which is if there's going to be an appearance of impropriety, you want a special counsel. And what could be a stronger case for an appearance of impropriety than a criminal prosecution against the former president and now the putative opponent of your boss? So, other people are thinking in practical litigators' terms, but they are overlooking the mindset of Merrick Garland, who is, and I say this in a good, admiring way, a total Boy Scout. And this is what a special counsel is for him. So now I think others, will they simultaneously? No. I think point one is they're going the appellate route. Point two, I think that means, you can mark Aileen Cannon's bill paid in full, because I think that means even a very quick dispatch by the 11th Circuit just isn't going to do it by the beginning of November. So the state of play by then is going to be this case has been dismissed, and whatever political shot in the arm that gives to Donald Trump, he will have. Now, I think this case is going to be reversed. It is laughable. I mean, the writing I've done about it, I avoid talking about, this legal flaw or that. I just think the whole thing is trash and sort of indefensible. So, and I think it will be reversed even if Trump wins, but it won't be before the election. All right, let's just go to the ripple effect now briefly on Hunter Biden. Predictably enough, you say, hey, what about me? Just 2 points to raise. Point number one is David Weiss, his special counsel, remember, starts as the U.S. attorney in Delaware under Trump, stays as the U.S. attorney under Garland/Biden because they didn't want to appear to be messing with him politically. So they left him there. And then when there was this whole conflict really involving the sort of reason that to my mind, this was a politicized prosecution he asked for, and Garland immediately gave him special counsel status. I'll just say that we've got a more complicated analysis, if they were making it, about whether the pivotal event that you're challenging occurs before Weiss is a special counsel when he's just a U.S. attorney, in which case Cannon's analysis wouldn't apply to him. But the more important reason why Cannon's analysis won't apply to him in the district court in Delaware, I think will do nothing, is Cannon's analysis is a piece of shit. And the district court in Delaware is not required to follow it. You could imagine the district court saying, well, I guess it's in doubt and I'll do the same for now. But I think the general conclusion of the entire federal judiciary would be, you know, there's no, I'm not going to go out and follow this lawless decision. So I think the bigger problem for Hunter Biden, you can see why he brought the motion, is that to the extent the district court in Delaware actually engages on the issue, he'll say, with great respect, my colleague in the Southern District of Florida, Judge Cannon, got it wrong. I'm not going that way. So David Weiss stays on the case. No legal problem.
Yeah. So to be clear, and this is why Judge Eileen Cannon's order, one of the reasons is so offensive, is that as a district court judge, you're supposed to follow the precedent. You don't make the law. You're not a Supreme Court justice. You're not a legislature. You're not someone who interprets the law. Like and tries to make novel legal opinions. She's supposed to follow precedent. And there was a clear precedent that special counsels are okay. She almost acted like she was dozens of clear precedents. Dozens of courts.
Up to the Supreme Court. Yeah.
And so now what she did by doing that is she also screwed over her colleagues in a way by even putting them in this position now where, because her ruling is in precedent, you can have one of her colleagues, a district court judge in Delaware or the district court judge in California, come out with a different analysis, but now they look political when they're just following the law because of what she did by being political. So now she makes jurists and judges who take their job seriously look stupid by her politicizing it, because Hunter does the smart thing. Even though he knows it's not precedent, he goes to the California judge, he goes to the Delaware judge and says, hey, unfair. She just dismissed Trump's case because the special counsel is unlawful. Dismiss it for me. And then they go, no, she's wrong. And now you have people looking at these judges and saying, you're biased, you're unfair.
And it's all politics.
Like, no,
right?
We're just following the law.
Yeah. And this is the first opinion of Project 2025. I think is how we can think of it. But you make a really important and subtle point. It came out a few weeks ago, something extraordinary. A lot was been happening of late. So we kind of smushed over it a bit. But you know, when you are a new district court judge, you've left society behind. The number one person you want to placate and do good by, your closest thing you have to boss, is a chief judge of your district. The chief judge of Eileen Cannon's district was the second judge, and the first one was orchestrated with the chief judge, who went to her and said, you don't want this case, give up this case, it looks bad for us. And that was based on the debacle that she had inflicted on the country and Jack Smith with the previous Fourth Amendment satellite litigation that she greenlighted, and that will be, if she's recused, a big part of it, because the 11th Circuit analysis is there a pattern of having screwed up? But there's really reason to believe that even though it's a conservative circuit, the sort of scuttlebutt down there is, can you believe she kept this case? This is an embarrassment for all of us. And why is that significant? It's significant in and of itself, but it's significant because I think, if it's right, and it really, I have some reason to think it is, you're the 11th Circuit, you reverse her, you're going to want to recuse her. You're going to want to make a clean break of what's been a nightmare for the integrity and confidence of your district throughout the entire country. And that fact, the way she's held by judges, I think, fascinating in itself, but also a factor you got to put on the scale to suggest if or when they reverse, how can they not reverse? They will really be looking to bounce her from the case altogether.
We'll keep everybody posted. Make sure you all subscribe to the Talking Feds YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe there, Talking Feds YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.